express yourself clearly? Do you want to improve your communication skills and language skills? Do you want to enhance your vocabulary or become more effective and proficient language users? That is what synonyms are for. A synonym is a word that has the same meaning as another word, or a word that is closely related in meaning to another word. For example, if someone asks you, how are you? The obvious answer is going to be, I'm fine. But is there any other word you can use to mean fine but not fine? For instance, someone can say, how are you, Sharon? I'll say, I'm all right. Someone says, how are you, John? And John says, I'm good. Another says, I'm great, I'm lovely. All those are words that are used to mean fine. That is what a synonym is. So why do we need synonyms in our language use? Synonyms are very important because they help us to expand the lexicon. Synonyms basically help us to expand our vocabulary. They also help us to improve our communication and expression. Synonyms can also help you to become a more confident and effective language user. And not to talk of avoiding repetition. It's something that I discourage in my classes. Actually, I tell my learners to avoid repetition. I always encourage them to use different versions of words, but which mean the same thing. Not having a learner, especially when it is creative writing, using walk throughout. It becomes so boring. I discourage it so much in my classes. So that is what synonyms are for. They make writing very interesting. Even in spoken English, synonyms make your English look very, very posh. So I urge you guys to, to take up synonyms. Embrace them, embrace them, and you'll enjoy the language. So without further ado, allow me to dive into today's synonym of the day. Alright guys, so let us dive into the synonym of the day. So all you need is a notebook and a pen. Note taking, by the way, is it's a very important aspect of effective communication. So it's alright to note take in order to avoid forgetting things. So the word of the day is walk. The word walk. That is W-A-L-K, to walk. To walk means to move at a moderate pace on foot. That is what it means. So today we are looking at so many synonyms or other words that we can use to mean walk without using walk. I always tell my learners, to always, elevate vocabulary, especially it comes with age and then the level of education as well. Because when someone is in elementary school, there is a type of vocabulary we expect there. But when you come to high school, go to the university, I expect you to have elevated vocabulary. So let us look at some of the words that we can use instead of walk. Let us assume walk is now elementary vocabulary. The first word we can use is stroll. To stroll, that is S-T-R-O-L-L. To stroll is another word that you can use to mean walk. As it means walk, it can also be used to describe a different type of walking. For instance, taking a stroll can be that type of walk that you take for leisure. It is a relaxed, leisurely walk. Maybe you're taking a stroll to the park. So we can have a sentence and then someone says, yesterday I strolled to the park. Yesterday, my sister and I strolled to the beach. We took a stroll to the beach. So you realize I'm using strolled and strolled. Stroll is a regular verb, so that means it forms its past tense with ed. So you can say stroll, strolled. It can be used to mean walk. The word that we can use to mean walk is to saunter. To saunter is also to walk, but it can also be used to describe a specific type of walking. For instance, when someone saunters, it means they walk in a slow but confident manner. That is a type of walking that has swag, okay? So someone can also say, the young men sauntered, okay? They sauntered to the party, okay? Or they sauntered to the party hall, So that kind of walking that is slow but with a lot of confidence, that is saunter. But it can also be used to mean walk. Then another word we can use to mean walk is to amble. To amble is also another word that means to walk. Someone can say, my sister Daniela ambled over to our neighbor's home for a chat. That can also be another word. So to amble is also to walk. Another word we can use is to stride. When you stride, it means you walk. To stride is to walk, but only that it can also be used to describe a different type of walking, which is that energetic walk. You know, you can use it to describe that kind of walk that has a lot of purpose and energy. For instance, someone can construct a sentence and say, the young men strode to the parliament to protest against the new bill. You know, so you realize I used strode and the word is stride. Stride is an irregular verb. It means